After 10 years in power, some people are rather pleased with the government. On the other hand, some aren't. Thatcher's decade. What's really been going on for 10 years behind number 10? This week, the full story exclusively in the Daily Mirror.
These must be the yuppies I've heard about. Apparently they can make or lose a fortune in an afternoon. Doing all right yourself?
As it happens, I've just moved into a warehouse in the docks.
Oh, never mind, son. Things will pick up.
Some bubbles at 6 with Lucy. That'll be marvellous.
And now my tip to this lot, Australian gold, a real liquid asset.
Blast!
What's up, China?
My shares have just gone down 20 pence.
Here. No worries.
Foster's, the amber nectar.
Don't pay till November at your local gas showroom and we'll make everything all right now.
All right now, baby, it's all right now. All right now.
But don't leave it too late. All right now?
And now ITN's national news headlines with the time at 6:30.
The news from ITN.
Queen's aide wrote the Princess Royal's stolen letters. Buckingham Palace has confirmed that the Queen's equerry, Naval Commander Timothy Lawrence, was the author of 4 private letters stolen from Princess Anne and passed on to the Sun newspaper.
This is the man who wrote the stolen letters to the Princess Royal, Commander Timothy Lawrence, equerry to the Queen. On Friday, he was in attendance at Windsor Castle for Mr. Gorbachev's visit. 2 years ago, he was at Windsor for the family's Christmas celebrations. Captain Mark Phillips on crutches at the time with an injury to his tendon. Commander Lawrence, who isn't married, has a state apartment at St James's Palace, next door to the Queen Mother's home, Clarence House. He's been the Queen's equerry for 3 years and is due to step down in October. There was no one at Commander Lawrence's home in Winchester today. In the past, his name has appeared in gossip columns after he was seen having dinner with the Princess of Wales. Also considered by the gossip columnists, the state of the Princess Royal's marriage. Yesterday, with the Prince and Princess of Wales, she attended a wedding in Bath, but Captain Mark Phillips was not present. Earlier this week, he denied newspaper reports about the nature of his meeting with Pamela Bordes, the woman at the centre of a scandal concerning security at the House of Commons. Princess Anne, home at Gatcombe Park today, has 5 engagements tomorrow. One of the busiest members of the royal family, it's said that she and her husband can spend up to 6 months of each year apart. Many questions remain about the stolen letters. How were they taken from Buckingham Palace? Who stole them and what did they contain? The palace, the police and the media are all anxious for the answers. Simon Marks, ITN at Buckingham Palace.
At least 16 people have been killed and more than 100 injured in clashes between troops and demonstrators in Tbilisi, capital of the Soviet Republic of Georgia. Thousands have taken to the streets in the last 5 days, demanding independence from Moscow.
Tonight, those returning to Moscow from the Georgian capital spoke of the violence that swept Tbilisi. This man said he saw soldiers attacking and beating demonstrators with clubs and shovels. Something terrible took place there, he added. For Mr. Gorbachev, 48 hours ago, arriving back grim-faced from London, it's a fresh crisis to deal with. The level of violence in such an important Soviet city makes it one of the most serious developments since he came to power. Georgia has long been a Soviet republic with ethnic unrest. Many Georgian nationalists demand greater independence from Moscow, and other ethnic groups within Georgia want a separate republic. Neighbouring Azerbaijan was last year the scene of some of the worst rioting ever known in the Soviet Union. Locals there were locked in a bitter territorial dispute with Armenia. The southern part of the Soviet Union is threatening once again to provide the Kremlin with a major nationalist challenge. Robert Moore, ITN, Moscow.
The SWAPO leader Simon Joma has ordered his guerrillas to stop the fighting and to withdraw from northern Namibia within 72 hours of a ceasefire being signed. UN diplomats say his decision could now clear the way for a peaceful transition to independence. Neil Kinnock has accused the government of lying and sabotaging Britain's future. He said Mrs. Thatcher was the immaculate misconception and always knows best. Mr. Kinnock was speaking at the Red Rose rally in Birmingham, marking the beginning of Labour's campaign for the local and European elections.
Mr. Kinnock reckons that the next 10 weeks with the local, European and 2 by-elections ahead could be make-or-break time for Labour, and for the country too, he says, as it makes its judgment on Mrs. Thatcher as she celebrates 10 years in number 10. And the country, and above all the Labour Party, he thinks, is now ready to condemn Thatcherism.
That's the spirit across the great breadth of the Labour Party as we take the lead now, as we fight these forthcoming elections, and as we build for victory now and after that, for the contest that will mark the end of Thatcherism. We know we can meet the challenge. We know we can make the change. We have been doing it. We are doing it. And that is why we shall win with it.
And win, they hope, with a new song about making that change.
Challenge, make the change. Sweep aside the greed and shame.
Well, it was clear that Mr. and Mrs. Kinnock liked it. Michael Brunson, ITN, Birmingham.
That's the early news from ITN. We're back at 8:45.
Hello, well, I hope those of you who have some evening sunshine enjoy it. There's plenty of rain on the way, and indeed by the early hours of the morning, virtually the whole country covered in a thick blanket of cloud and rain. The heaviest of the rain, I think, in eastern and central parts of England. Later in the night, though, Northern Ireland beginning to clear up as the rain edges away. Temperatures overnight, well, certainly above freezing, so ice isn't a problem. Tomorrow morning, then, for most of us, it's a dull and fairly miserable start with quite a bit of rain. But the clearer weather in Northern Ireland coming in towards the southwest, and during the day, that clearer weather working its way all the way across really the whole country, bringing with it the 1 or 2 showers, and the heaviest of them you'll find in Northern Ireland and northwest Scotland. Temperatures tomorrow, well, several degrees down on today, particularly down in the south, so a chillier feel to it. That's it from me. I'll leave you now with a summary chart.
Now, the latest Northwest headlines. 2 men have been arrested in Manchester after a man was shot in the face during an attack at Earlham in the early hours of this morning. The victim is in hospital with serious injuries, and charges are expected to follow. A 36-year-old man from Manchester is to appear before the city's magistrates tomorrow, charged with the murder of a teenager. 17-year-old Darren Matthews died from knife wounds after a party at this house at Chatham Court in the Withington area of Manchester on Friday. His 18-year-old companion was also stabbed and has been detained in hospital. Liverpool footballer John Aldridge has been charged with drink driving after his car was in collision with a lamppost in the Walton area last night. His wife was also charged with being drunk and disorderly. And that's all from Granada Reports until 5 minutes to 10 tomorrow morning.
In the city sits an eagle, astride a star.
If people have to plan for an uncertain future, we ought to be more flexible.
That's right. Take a young man who decides on an adventurous pension. He may get married and want to be more cautious because of his new responsibilities. But then later on, he may have more money to play with.
More champagne?
Or perhaps things may get tougher.
Hello, miss. You take that in, Charlie?
What? Excuse me, miss. So, what do we do?
Simple. 1 pension, 4 funds, each with a different level of risk and return. Simply switch your money between funds at any time till you retire.
Yeah, that should do it.
The rainbow pensions are just one of the ideas from Eagle Star that are changing the way people invest their money. Eagle Star, always a good idea.
Hello, what's this?
Great shape.
Very attractive, too.
Superb features.
I can see that.
Makes an impact at work, I'll bet.
Rather well-bred, too.
And so organized.
But the best thing is...
What's that?
The best thing is, it's unattached.
The new cordless impact drill, one of a superb range of power tools from Hitachi.
Tomorrow, the Daily Mail reveals that behind the public face of Diana Moran, the Green Goddess, lurked a very private secret. She had cancer.
I'm the keep fit lady. There must be a mistake. I'll fight it. Will the operations disfigure me? I'm not going to be scared. What will happen to my love life? I've got so much to live for, and I'm determined to live. It really was my toughest exercise, and I've beaten it.
Read the Green Goddess's inspirational Diary of Hope, starting tomorrow only in the Daily Mail.
If you're 11 years or older, the chances are you've already got some gum inflammation. Macleans was so concerned about gum health that they reformulated their toothpaste to include PA1, an antibacterial agent which fights plaque, the major cause of gum disease. So brushing with Macleans can help protect your family's smiles.
Macleans, with fluoride and PA1.
Quick save. No nonsense shopping.